Hello and welcome to Nigel's Workbench. On the workbench over the weekend I had these two Commodore 64s, and what I did, I took all the chips out of this one and put them into this computer. This one had sockets most of the way across. This one didn't have any sockets, they were all surface mounted, so I desoldered all the chips all the way across there, all the custom chips, put in sockets, and same here, any sockets that was missing. So I've got a full set of chips that I can swap between both boards. Now I didn't film this, it would have been a bit boring probably to see me just desoldering and resoldering loads of different sockets and chips, but basically it means both of these boards work, although they still have slight faults, but one of them I didn't know if it worked at all because it didn't have any chips in it, and the other one, which I found out to be the 74LS257 chips, and when I swapped them around from one of the other two boards I've got, which were the donor boards, so as you can see on this one, nearly all the chips have been taken off here. A lot of the RAM chips, very few left on here. It's also had joystick port and RF modulator. It didn't have everything on when I got it, but so what I've just written on here is take off all the sockets. So I'm going to desolder all the sockets, probably take the rest of the chips off, and then probably the board will go on anyway as it is. This one may work, so if I take the sockets off the other one and put on this one and fill in all these blanks, I've got a full set of chips here I can try on this one. So theoretically I could have 3 working boards. But anyway, I'll pause the video now and show you for a start this one, what works on this one and what the faults are still remaining. Back in a bit. Okay, I've got the computer with all the chips in. There isn't a SID in here, so when I run the diagnostic cartridge it will show some things as bad, but that's because the SID controls it. But anyway, I'll switch it on. Sometimes it will go all the way through. This is where it sometimes hangs on the colour RAM, and it seems to do this when it's warmed up. Everything went through that time. As you can see, it's reporting a lot of these as bad. This is all to do with the SID not being there. I think it's actually crashed this time. You can tell when it hangs because, oh, it's gone by. Quite often one of the letters goes red on up here or down there somewhere, and this bit will just stop going across and it just sits there. At this point it's now trying to do the sound test. If you play it with the CD in, you'll play some notes and some white noise. It will do this probably 2 or 3 times before it fails. And I'll put in the Deadtest cartridge now. Show you what this one does. this is the point where the Deadtest cartridge would check the SID and play a music sample, but because there's no SID in here, it just sits there for a few seconds and it goes to the next part. It says sound test, it'll fail that and then loop round and do it all again. Count 1. As you can probably see, there is number 3 that I've marked up there, and the motherboard is number 2. So what I've got to do now is take all the custom chips off number 3, put them on number 2, and then I can show you what errors there are on number 2. So I'll be back when that's finished. Okay, so this is number 2 now. I have all the chips in here that have come out of number 3. Swap them over. Plug in the video. Plug in the diagnostic cartridge. Plug in the power. Okay, and we'll switch on. If I remember rightly, this one does work okay. Can't think that there's any problems with this one. Again, it has no SID, so it will come up with errors and it won't play any music. Just zoom in a bit. See, we get the same bad parts. You can see it passes everything. It's just the cassette, control port, serial port, user port, and it reports the 2 CIAs as bad, and that one is the SID, which obviously isn't there, so it is bad, and it's trying to play the music at the moment, but there is no SID. So right, let's put someone off. I'll show you the Deadtest cartridge. There we go. Always takes a bit longer to load up the Deadtest cartridge. These 4164s is all the RAM chips. So if it's a faulty RAM, it will tell you which one it is, so you just look it up on the board and you just need to change that one around. On board number 3 I did change the 4066 chips around as well, which seemed to help a little bit, but as soon as it warmed up it was crashing again. So I did have the heatsink on the big chip, so yeah, it's Just resetting, it would be testing the SID. This is where it'd be playing music. You see it passed everything. And there we go. Just for comparison, this is the red bin motherboard and keyboard that I put in the C64C case. So, and this has got a SID chip and is fully working. So this is what you would normally get on the diagnostic cartridge. You see these all come up as bad if you haven't got SID in, the timers. Switch that off. Now I'll just put in the Deadtest cart and just show you what. Okay, this is with the Deadtest cart in. Get a very similar sort of thing, but again this one, when it gets to the sound check, it will play some music. So this is the point where you should hear the sound. There we go. So that's it. That's where I'm up to at the moment. I want to try and get hold of some replacement SID chips for the other two computers, see how they go, and then do a bit more testing. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and support me on Patreon or Ko-fi, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.